Yeah.
There's just, when talking to like not within our organization, let's say it that way, like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't really care that much if you talk to somebody within the org because
Yeah.
we're all going through this in some capacity, but
Yeah.
and I feel like people just need general support and talk, right? So
Yeah.
don't worry. But I would say outside of our organization, like outside of the umbrella of Aaron's
Mhm.
organization, right? Like don't tell people,
Of
don't
course.
talk to people about it until Monday. So not that long. It's Friday. It should be fine.
Yeah, easy.
So Monday, right? It's not that. It's not like it's a month or anything.
Mhm.
So Monday, I think Rob in his town hall is gonna like mention some high level changes, but not say specifics.
Okay.
And then about 15 minutes later, we'll get an email from Elise,
Mhm.
and then that'll have all the specifics, right?
Okay.
But essentially, what's happening? So I am surprised they're doing it now because I thought they would do it before Aaron left, and then when they didn't do it, I thought maybe they wouldn't do it till he gets back. So I was kind of surprised because of the timing.
Okay.
But essentially, what we sort of suspected might happen was because Alex is gone, and we suspected that they would move all the operations functions under Elise.
Yeah.
So we were correct. So it is happening. I think it's a good thing, to be totally honest with you.
Agreed.
But essentially we are, so you can look it up in WoW so you know who she is, but we are moving my team, myself and the people under me, so you and the rest of our team, we are staying together.
Yeah.
At least for now, right? We're staying together and we're moving us over to Andrea and Matt.
Okay.
So she's the senior director doing strategy and operations for CX.
Okay.
And she reports directly to Elise. So I think it's a really good spot for us to be in.
Okay.
When you think about like Aaron was kind of strategy ops under Alex, right? So basically we're doing strategy ops but under another senior director. So it's, I think like from that perspective that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Except it's broader, it's not just for customer success, it's for across CX.
Okay.
And even conversations I feel like you and I have had,
correct.
I'll say like just in general where we talk about like the work that you're doing and your focus, and I'm always like, well, like, you'll think about other things, and I'm like, well, we have to stay focused on CS, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's interesting. Rock's hard impact, right? Where right now we're such in a small box of like must only focus on CS. So versus all of customer experience. So I think it's actually a good thing. I think it's going to be good for all of us. It's an opportunity.
Yeah.
The official date of moving, so they're going to announce it on Monday, and then our official date of moving is going to be the following Monday, so not the 18th, but whatever, like the 25th or whatever that is.
Yeah, I got you.
We're going to officially be moved to her.
Okay.
I'm meeting with her on Monday, so I'll get to know her a little bit better. I don't really know her at all.
Yeah.
I've obviously done some asking around.
Yeah.
And I've done a little bit of investigation. I've been trying to figure out more about her, but everything I've heard is really positive.
Okay.
Like it sounds like the big shift, which I think is good for us, is that she's like super organized, kind of type A, is what I've heard. I think that's really good because Aaron was like very relaxed, but as you and I lived through, right? And I've seen this with many other things that I was doing with him. The issue is like it's hard to then understand like what is it that you actually want. So like this is a good example where you teach all that work and like then they would change their mind, right? And it was not clear. So I honestly think that there's like that's a really positive. I think it might be tough to report to somebody who's like super on top of everything, obviously. Because we have a leader that was pretty relaxed. I think for all of us we're gonna have to maybe kind of be on it a little bit more. But
tighten up.
I think the benefit is that we'll know what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
right?
fair.
Like, right. So I think the other thing too is I think she's very well connected. She's very well liked, like politically within the company, right? Elise really likes her.
Okay.
Sherry really likes her, right? She's very well respected. So I think that those things, and if people like her, they like her work, and she knows what they want to see. She can help coach and guide us to say, this is what I need you to do, and this is how you should do it to be successful, right?
Understood.
And then we can do it, and then that way we can shine. So I think it's actually really positive. I think change is always kind of like scary or tough or weird, or right? We're like, oh God, here we go again. But I do think we're going to be put in a good position being under her.
Okay.
like, we're all together for now. And I say that because there's no, like, they're not talking about, like, oh, this is temporary. Like, no, this is what's happening. We're moving over. Okay. But what I will say is there's likely other moving parts that they're kind of alluding to that are going to be happening, likely in, like, 2 months or so, right? I don't know anything about it. He basically just made it sound like, there is other stuff happening that's unrelated to any of us. It's unrelated to what's happening with the Alex reading. It's unrelated. Okay. It would have happened anyways, so it sounds like they were going to do a big change anyways, which I think we all suspected. Yeah. And it sounds like they're moving us now because we don't have a leader. And so I think they just kind of figured, like, why not just move them all now versus waiting? Okay. And then she made a really good comment about, if we move you guys now, we have a chance to actually figure out what everybody does and, like, what everybody is good at, rather than, like, we wait and make a big change and then you end up in a random position in a random spot and, like, maybe it's not the right fit, right? Based on your title or based on whatever, right? Because people might not know us. So I think it's a really good thing. I think that it probably is permanent, but there is a chance that, like, as we're on Andrea's team and her and I have discussions about all the work we do, that we might figure out maybe there's somebody on the team that we're like, oh, actually, what you do is a perfect fit for the next team, whatever team that is, right? And, like, that's actually really what they do and what you're good at, and maybe you should be on that team. And, like, we have an opportunity to try to place people where they belong. Okay. So that's why I say it's permanent, but there could be some more changes, right? Like, even from our perspective. So they're keeping us together, but it doesn't mean that we're stuck. So, so I think it's a really good thing. The other thing I would say is, again, right, the bigger things that are happening, I have no idea. So I think that my perspective, my personal perspective and my personal advice, I think to each person is, because I have no idea what's happening, I have no idea if what's happening is just going to be restructured, I have no idea if they're going to have any layoffs, like, I have no idea. But like everyone else, I need my job, right? We all need our jobs. So as, like, a friend in just, like, a few minutes, what I would say is, and what I'm going to do, so I'm encouraging everybody to do the same thing, is I'm going to be leaning into this in the sense of, this is our chance to show people who potentially have a hand in making future decisions about our lives, right? Like, this is a chance for us to show them that we're good. Right? Like, show them that we're, like, we really are valuable. So I think this is great, because rather than being siloed in a corner where nobody knows us and then decisions being made, we're going to be in a really good position under a really good leader.
I asked if I can look for other roles inside the company.
So that we can really dive into, like, what do you want me to be working on? This, great. Let me do an amazing job. Let me shine, so that way, if things are changing, they know who we are, right? Versus right now, they don't really know all of us, right? So that's sort of what I would say as, like, just advice is, like, we can lean in and then let's just kill it, and let's just do a really good job. And that way, if there are bad changes, I don't know, then, we'll be safe, right? Like, that's, like, the whole idea. So I think overall, this is really good. I think I'd be way more worried if we had a restructure in 2 months and Aaron wasn't here. Like, I think we would be very unprotected.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, understood. So heads down, keep working on what I'm working on, and just keep moving forward, basically.
Yeah, so exactly. So current work, like, the direction we're getting is, like, we'll just keep it, what I'm thinking is, like, if we had something new, I would say, hold on, let's talk to her, let's just see, like, if she really wants us to do that, right? So I have some things like that floating around, like, when Preston's gonna start, right? Like, I'm talking to her on Monday, so, like, I'm gonna find out, like, do you want him to start with that or not, right? Because, like, I think it makes sense, right? But for stuff that's in flight, at least said we continue, we don't, we're not gonna stop. Okay. Just, like, continue doing what we were doing before. So it doesn't change that. I think, like, where it might tweak or change is, like, maybe there's additional places we could plug you in. Maybe there's other things going on. Like, she has, I think, 4 people on her team today. Like, maybe this is an opportunity to plug you into something else, like, as well, right? So, and that's broader, right? So I think there's some really good things about it. But I think our current work would just be continue and just, like, move forward. And like I said, I start meeting with her next week. I meet with her Monday. I'm gonna give her like an overview of like our team, the stuff we're working on, like, you know, so also if I ask you random questions, I'm pretty set with your stuff, but if I, you know, if I slap you random questions, like it's because I'm prepping to try to
gotcha.
make sure that I'm like ready to meet with her on Monday. So, you know, if I say something weird today or Monday or something, that's why.
No, I got you.
But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, because I want her to get to know the team, not just the work. I think I'm actually on the deck. I'm gonna create like a slide for each person.
Okay.
That way, like I'm gonna kind of create like a little, like their location, you know, kind of like a little bit about who you guys are.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm gonna do a little bit of that, like high level, but just like that way she can kind of see the people. And then after that slide, I can have the slides, the initiative slides that people have, right?
I got you.
And what they're working on. So I think that's how I'm gonna structure it. That way she can understand like the people, but also the work, but also like what the potential is for each person, because the work people are doing don't always reflect exactly what else they can do. So, so I'm gonna put that together, work on that today, early Monday, and then I meet with her Monday, and TBD. But I think overall, I think we got lucky, honestly, in the sense of where we landed. I think like they could have put us in a kind of a random place, I feel like, but I'm happy they put us somewhere very specific. Because I think that's good for us, because I think she can help with some direction on like what she wants, what, you know, what Elise likes, what the vision of the business. She's very plugged into what's happening. You know, I heard that she was the one who owned like the comms kind of plan for this whole thing too. So like I think she's pretty plugged in with the executives. So I think that's a good thing for us.
Understood. And who's on her team right now?
I don't know. I forget their names. There's one person that I actually is always chasing me for updates on a big bet. So I was like, I saw that, I was like, oopsie. I was like, oh. But she has like, I think she just has like 4 ICUs on her team. And so.
So we don't know what they do and stuff per se as of right now, correct?
So I think it's, from what I understand, and I haven't spoken to her yet, but it's like from my investigation I've done. What I gathered is that they kind of do like a mismatch of stuff right now. If I were to guess, that like that it's gonna be good to introduce like a full team over there, to say like, okay, like let's figure out, do we have pillars, do we have specialties, like how are we gonna do the work? If we're taking care of all of CX, like do we need somebody who specializes in the CSM world? Do we need, like, how are we going to mobilize? So I think it's part of all this, right? Of figuring out how we're gonna do this moving forward. But currently she does OKRs, so like the big bets and all that stuff, the OKRs for the executives, her team manages those. They manage the big bets and all that stuff, making sure that they pull together sort of all the initiatives across the business that feed up to the big bets. So stuff like that. So I don't know, they do like that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure the other ins and outs of like random stuff or other projects they do. So I'll find out next week to understand better like what kind of work they do. And again, like that's the whole thing Elise said, like we'll have to figure out like how does my team align with the vision of her team, and if it doesn't, that's okay. Like then maybe we align better with like the PMO organization under John Lowe. Like I don't know, right? Like where is it that we are best suited? So Elise said she thought that we would be best suited under Andrea Matt because of I've always had an operations team. So she was like, I thought that made sense, right? And I don't disagree with her. I think it's a good fit for our team. So, so yeah. So I think so. We'll kind of let it ride and see. But I wanted to make sure I share with everyone because on Monday, you know, Rob will be talking about like future changes, and I think it sounds like he's probably going to be high level. And so one of those changes is going to be announced immediately after the call, which is our organization under Aaron. So everybody's going somewhere. So again, and like nobody's getting laid off. So just so you know, like everybody had a job. But everybody it moved. So everybody under Aaron is getting moved somewhere. And the other question I think people, you know, probably will have is where is Aaron going? What's happening to Aaron? The answer is I have no idea.
Okay.
I've heard that, like, Elise is not ready to share anything yet on that, so they're still finalizing some things, so I don't know. I'm gonna guess that they're trying to offer him something and they're waiting to see if he's gonna take it,
Okay. I got you.
But at the end of the day, he's on paternity leave, they can't not give him a job.
Yeah,
fair. So first of all, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I bet you they're trying to figure out like what's the right place to put him.
Okay.
And the reality is, it's like he's probably gonna go follow Alex in the next 6 months, anyways.
Yeah, I got you.
That's the reality.
Yeah, I got you.
Right? He works with her all the time.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, so there we go. So that's the scoop. And we all have jobs.
Okay, that's positive. It's a good way to start the Friday, so thank you for the update. I appreciate you letting me know that. Yeah. Sounds good. And we'll know more next Monday, right? So after the town hall, there will be a meeting with her.
We'll send an email.
Yeah.
We'll send an email. So after the town hall, they're gonna send an email. The email's gonna have all the details as far as like where everyone's going, I think.
Okay.
So you know how those emails come out where like they're like so and so is now reporting to so and so.
Correct.
Blah, 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 blah.
Correct.
So it's gonna be one of those emails, and so that's gonna come out after the town hall.
I got you.
And I haven't seen it, but but I
understand.
expect it's gonna be pretty standard. The other things that they said I could share was that, so we're going to Andrea Matt, and then Katie's gonna go to community to Andrew Woodard
Okay.
or something.
Okay.
So Katie and her team. So again, they're moving our teams all as one.
Yeah.
At least for now, right? Like maybe they identify that there's certain people on Katie's team that really belong on different teams. Like that's fine. But for now, or even her team or whatever, but for now they're putting the whole team together, they're moving us together so that we don't want to shake people up, right? We're like, let's stay together. We're just moving as a unit. So we're moving into Matt, she's moving to Andrew Woodward or whatever his name is, under community, which I think makes sense, right? Like I think that digital should be under community, so I don't know what I wasn't to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think that actually is a really good move. Then the other, who else? Then Stacy is moving under, so you know Janelle, obviously. So Janelle reports to somebody named Alex. And he's sort of like the old Janelle in a sense, right?
Okay.
Like he has like the pillars of enablement over there in CX.
I got you.
And so Janelle reports to him now, but Stacy's gonna report to him. So Stacy, if you look at the org chart and you look at Janelle and you go up one level to Alex, then you see the direct reports to Alex are Janelle and some other folks. Stacy's gonna be under him.
Okay.
So they're similar, they're gonna lift and shift, they're gonna bring the whole team and just put it there. But similar with everybody else, like as they evaluate, like maybe they're gonna identify that like her comms people need to be on a comms team, right? Like maybe, right? Like, and maybe her enablement people could be under the enablement team. So I do expect like little tweaks because some of the stuff we were doing and how we were organized didn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that works. But yeah, so that's the ones I know, and there's some ICs that report directly to Aaron. And I think most of them are going to be directly to Elise for right now because she doesn't really know enough about them. So I think like Kathy McQuena, like they're going to be going to Elise. The IC they're going to be reporting to Elise, and then what else? Yeah, with the exception of Brett's going to a different team, but yeah, and honestly, a lot of this, except for us. All the other teams, all the other moves are what Aaron had drafted before he left.
Okay, understood.
Before he left, when we were in Vancouver, we drafted a plan together.
Yeah.
And all of these moves are what that plan was, except for me, where he wanted us to go to PMO, John Lowe's team. And I honestly didn't really agree with that, and so I'm happy with this. I think that PMO would have been boring for us. And so I think this is better for us.
Okay.
So,
understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there we go. And that's, and all that was okay. Just like, it was okay for me to share it with you. That we could. So, and then I'll be reaching out to folks as the day goes on to like make sure that my team knows.
Yeah.
And then I think Stacy's team's not gonna find out. Well, Stacy's meeting with them after the meeting Monday, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
So Stacy's team might not really know. So I guess like maybe I'll talk to them.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I was gonna be working silo today anyway, so it's I get you.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
But you can talk to our team because everybody on our team is gonna know. So I'd say like in like an hour.
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah.
Everybody on our team will know. So.
I get you.
Cool.
All right.
Well, yeah. So I guess like did laugh so much. Like what? Yeah. How are you feeling? What do you think?
Right now I'm cool. I don't think I have any questions right now. I think I'll need to think, and then you and I can have like a more in-depth conversation. You know what I mean? And just making sure that like, you know, growth-wise and everything like that, like you know, the plans that you and I talked about, the skills assessment, everything that like, you know, we've been pushing forward to this quarter, last quarter is all like recognized and how like to best showcase my talents and everything like that. So that'll be a conversation we probably need to have next week, like during my one-on-one, or maybe if we have different time available. But yeah. But outside of that, I mean, like you know, that's all I really have for now. I don't think I want to switch teams right now. Like, you know, like go look for another role internally. You know, if you kind of give me that nudge and say no, fellow might not be a bad idea, then you know that's one conversation. But just holistically, I'm happy with where we are, and you know, I'm hoping that where we move to will be a good indicator of like, you know, what they want to do with us like in CX and CS and, you know, and then but I mean like thanks for letting me know, like, you know, I'm still employed. That's good because I'm paying my mortgage today, so I'm really happy to hear that and stuff, you know. So just making sure that, you know, we're still moving in a positive direction with all that.
Did you get muted or did I lose you?
Oh no, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
There?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello?
Oh, there you are. I lost you. That was weird.
Yeah, sorry. What I was saying was, you know, like we just need to connect next week and talk about all this and everything. And I'm just happy to. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And that, you know, just happy to still have a role and everything like that, and you know, just gonna work, keep head down, stay focused, and you know, just keep pushing forward.
Totally. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say too, like as the like week or two progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely be thinking about like, and as I have conversations and I'll find out what kind of work it is, whatever, right? So like as we continue these conversations, be thinking about, because I think this is an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity, A, for us to really shine, right?
Yeah.
That's it. But B, the other thing is it's an opportunity for us to really identify like where do you fit? Like where do you want to fit? What do you want to do, right? Instead of us saying you're on this team and this is your job, this is what you're gonna do and this is your career progression, right? I think it's a good opportunity for you to be really thinking about like, okay, like the project you have right now, right? Okay, it's the video stuff, right? Do you like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think because you're doing that, it's, you know, like you'll naturally be sort of put into that category of like, oh, cool, like he's doing, I don't know, he's good at that, or he's like, oh, he's done webinars before and now he's created snippets and like that's Nofel's thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be like, and that's a natural thought.
Yeah.
Because the work that you have been given.
Yeah.
Like, is that something you like? Is that something you want to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, or is it that you're like, no, I just kind of got stuck doing this stuff, and obviously I'll do whatever I'm given because I want a job and it's fine, but I actually don't really want to be the face of this stuff, and I would, you know, I don't want to be the forever snippet guy or whatever, right? Like I think that there's an opportunity for you to also be thinking about that as well, right? Or I love it. I love technology. I love doing that stuff. I actually really enjoy that type of work. Like I think that it's an opportunity for you to be really thinking about that and then voicing it, and we can like talk about it over the next like couple weeks, because then we can really figure out it's not just, because I don't want to just be able to tell her this is what my team's doing, because sure, I'll tell her what you're doing, but I also want to be able to say like for example, like Nofel's doing these things, his background's in this, but really what he really wants to do more of is X, Y, and Z, right? And I want to be able to say that.
Yeah. And
and maybe you love this stuff.
Yeah, I'll spin something up. Yeah, because this is something that I have been wanting to talk to you about, which is why like the skill assessment was so important, giving the examples, because I want to showcase that, like, you know, we've done the Gallup and stuff like that, and my skills do lie in other places outside of just like really good video development and customer success content and things like that. So, you know, I'll have to spin something up for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, so exactly. So think about that, you know, like, you know, just, I would say that's important, especially for you, because have been given, like, because of like the way they moved you, like you were doing whatever for them, they moved you to that team, and then you kind of like, so then you kind of got stuck in this like sort of path, right?
Yeah.
And then I mean, to be honest, it was just because this project was something, you know, that came up, and so we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so, and you're sort of face of it,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of like that's where you kind of move towards.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that's what you want to do, and I recognize that. So
Yeah.
so be thinking about that for sure.
Okay.
Because if you're like, oh, it's fine, I can do it, it's all good, but I actually would rather not
Yeah.
be doing that, because that, if that does start to come up
Yeah.
as like, oh, cool, that's a great skill, we really need that, that's great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I want to be able to say, yeah, I know Rafael's capable, but, you know, he really wants to lean into X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
Like, and let's make sure that he's on the right team to do those things versus kind of get pigeonholed. So so be thinking about that, and I think it's important for you specifically because you've just been back to back given things that are very specific to like the digital world, and that's okay if you really like digital, like and that's cool, that's totally fine, right? But and that might be your passion, but if it's not, then we can start to try to figure out how to course correct that.
Okay, understood. I'll work on that. I'll make that my I'll put that on my one-on-one doc right now that I have open.
Totally, and if that's your passion, if you're like, actually I really like this stuff, and I really love scale and all this stuff, like if that's the case, then like we should really talk about it, because then is it that over the next couple months we need to figure out, is there a place under the community team for you instead? You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's important for us to say, like, if you're passionate about that, then should you be with a team that's passionate about that, right?
Yeah, understood.
So I don't know, but then again, you know, she's strategy and operations, and so it doesn't mean there's not a place for you where you are. But I think it really will help us figure out like what's the right, what's really the perfect team for everybody.
Understood. I'll do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Angelica. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know all this.
Yeah, of course, and I'm excited. I'm excited that I think for once we're getting an opportunity to actually sort of participate, where I think in the past,
you were passengers.
You and I have both been part, just like we literally get shifted over and like nobody cares. And so I think this is really great. Like for the first time, we're really able to have a conversation. Like I think we're gonna have a better opinion. Okay.
Okay, cool, sweet. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you.
Of course. Well, let me know if you need anything, or if you have any questions, just ping me later today.
Will do.
And I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, bye.